Good morning, everybody. Edwin here for NE Fishing, and we have a very special edition of Fillet and Release. We have a beautiful triggerfish here, and this is a very beautiful specimen. This is of the larger quality that we find up here in the Northeast. We do get these guys up here in the middle of summer, and they are caught out there on our local reefs and wrecks, whether you're fishing for porgies, sea bass, or as this one was caught during a fluke trip that a buddy of mine went out on. So I have a beautiful specimen here. We're going to fillet him up, but we're going to do things just a little bit differently. I'm actually going to skin it first because I want to save any meat that's up here in the head. We should always try to take advantage of the resources that we have at our disposal and use the most of it. The head will go well with into a nice stock for future use. But we're also going to get the nice fillets out of this fish as well. This is beautiful. This is definitely the larger variety that we have up here. I believe this is a gray triggerfish. Beautiful tail on it. Obviously called gray triggerfish because of its color. It has a very gnarly mouth, obviously. Small mouth. I'm not sure how I was able to get hooked on a 5.0 hook, but managed to do it. They have a very small opening right here for their gills. They don't have a typical gill plate like most other fish. And of course it has its namesake because of the trigger, which, if we can do it, there it is. So that's locked in place, which is a defense mechanism. And the only way to get that down is to pull the trigger, which is this right here. When you push this, it goes down. Okay. There we go. It's locked in place. Pull the trigger and it goes down. Alright, very cool fish. So we're going to do things a little bit differently, especially with the skinning process. You can still fillet it out. You can just kind of skip the skinning steps on this fish, but you can still get the fillets out if you want to make things a little bit easier for yourself. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, I'm going to flip this fish over. We're going to use a heavy-duty kitchen knife to start this off with a bit of a serrated edge. And we're going to start off by putting the fish on the tip of its snout like this. And we're going to cut the top fin off with the serrated knife. Just like that. Should be able to break this up. There we go. And want to keep working it down. There we go. Get past that barb. And now we're going to continue to cut down the top of its head down to the tip of its snout. Okay, now that we've done that, we've actually exposed the skin right here. And you can actually stick your thumb right in here and start working off the skin off the fillet. It actually comes out pretty easy by just pushing through. Okay, and do that side. I'm going to do this side as well. As you can see, it has beautiful white meat. Considered one of the best eating inshore fish we have up here in the Northeast and even in the Southeast. I know it's a popular fish to be eaten amongst Floridians. Alright, so we're going to cut through here. See, there you go. It's things like tough ladder. Alright, now what we're going to do is when we get to the eye socket, this area is a bit tough to get through. So we're going to use our knife and we're going to push the tip of our knife through. There we go. Just stick it in a little bit and then pry it back like that. There we go. Don't worry too much about the eyeball. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Stick our knife in a little bit and then use the knife to leverage the skin right off. Just gonna cut right through here. There we go. Now we're going to continue to pull back the skin. Just grab firmly. And pull back. Just like that. Just keep working it back on both sides and you'll see it peels off with just a little bit of effort. The tail tends to be quite a bit tough. Just make a little cut like that, and it'll pop right out. There we go. And then you can just rip off the rest of that all in one shot. There we go. And just cut the rest off around the lips. There we go. Okay, look at that. Got the bottom fin and everything. It's like a mask. Alright, I'm going to put that to the side. Okay. At this point, all we can really do is just actually remove all the guts. Just reach in there and yank out. And by the way, as you can see, there's a lot of beautiful meat right up here in the head. This nice cheekbone here, there's still some meat right here in the back. You got all this meat right here as well. Alright, to cut through here, we're going to stick our knife right here in the gill slit and cut down. And that'll expose the gills. Cut through. And then we can open up that right there. We can remove the rest of the guts and the gills. There we go. Alright, this guy is pretty clean. I'm going to rinse him off real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alright, there we go. Beautiful skin triggerfish right there. A lot of meat on this guy. Alright, so all we're going to do at this point is we're going to remove the fillets out. Like I said, you could actually skip the skinning process, even though it's not that difficult. I didn't even use a skinning pliers. I just used my hands, basically, and two knives. Two common knives. But at this point, you can actually, if you can actually take the same process, remove it up here, the top fin, and then you can start to cut the fillets off from here and work your way all the way down, and then with little effort just cut through the skin right up here and you'll remove the fillet. Okay, so let's remove the fillets. We can actually start right here at the top, and we're going to see where the spines are exposed, and we're just going to start to cut right there. And that will open it up. There we go. Beautiful meat. Make the cut behind the head. Now we can just keep working it down. Cut through the tough pin bones. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful little fillet right there. Put that aside. Now we're going to flip it over and then do the same thing. Start off right here. Make a cut behind the head. I'm not too concerned about leaving a little meat on the backbone. Like I said, it's going to go into stock, so really not going to concern myself over saving every little scrap of meat on this guy. Now this one we kind of cut through the rib cage, which is fine. Work our way down. There we go. Another beautiful fillet. Now this right here, as you can see with this process, we saved all the meat in the head, and we also saved all this beautiful meat right here as well. If you want to, you can actually cut this out and make like a little medallion out of this if you wanted to. Yeah. So we're going to leave it like that. The only thing we're going to do for this guy is remove the, cut the right behind here in the head, just to keep this portion right here for stock. Okay. Now we cut the ribs off right here on this guy. All we're going to do is come up with the tip of the knife, come up right underneath those ribs and cut up just to get underneath them, and then come right underneath them like that. Okay. These guys have some pretty prominent pin bones right here. All we're going to do is cut on one side and then cut on the other. There we go. And remove the pin bones. And now you have a beautiful, clean triggerfish fillet. The same thing on the other one. This one we removed the rib cage already, so all we gotta do is cut away the pin bones. Same thing, I can feel them right here. Cut on one side. and then cut on the other. There we go. It's another nice, beautiful triggerfish fillet right there. There you go. They actually have a lot of meat. Delicious. You're gonna enjoy these later on. And again, even if we weren't dealing with a major virus right now affecting the world, still take advantage of the resources we have and don't waste anything. This is delicious. There's still good meat right in here. If you want to, you can actually cut that off and cut the meat out of here if you didn't want to save it for stock, and enjoy them. All right, so there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for future fillet and release videos, and don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, help that channel grow, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tight lines.